Welcome to the, I just completely blanked.
The Year of the Movie podcast?
Yeah. Welcome to the Year of the Movie podcast. I am Sebastian.
I'm Maggie.
And we are your hosts for this show. Mm-hmm. Thank you for watching our very first episode.
Mm-hmm.
Why did we create this show?
We decided that 2023 was the year of the movie.
It really is the year of the movie. What does that mean?
There are some goofy things that have come out and will continue to come out. As we all know, the best time to start a podcast about a year is in July.
Halfway through.
So.
But this podcast is going to go longer than just 2023.
Probably. Because
so many movies come out in 2023 and we're not going to release a podcast just per movie as it comes out. It'll be on a regular schedule at some point. And,
to be determined.
And so eventually it'll go past 2023 and we'll go back and watch movies from 2023. Mm-hmm. But there are some really fun ones. Mm-hmm. Super Mario Brothers movie came out this year.
It did.
80 for Brady came out.
As we all know and love. Cocaine
Bear. You know, it's a weird year for movies.
There are definitely more Oscar-worthy or classically Oscar-worthy movies that have come out later on in the year, but definitely towards the beginning, around Oscar season was when we were like, why is the bear here at the actual Oscar?
At the start of the year was very much, they have announced very little to wave a movie that will be good.
Yeah.
I know that like Barbie and Oppenheimer was still like announced, but like no one saw anything about it at that point.
Yeah.
So our first movie, which is really the movie...
The one that started it all.
That I really think was the first time I said, this is the year of the movie.
Yeah.
Is 65.
Everyone's favorite.
Which is starring Adam Driver. Mm-hmm. And dinosaurs.
That's it. That's all you gotta know. In case you haven't seen the movie's best movie, the synopsis is, after a catastrophic crash on an unknown planet, Pilot Mills quickly discovered he's actually stranded on Earth 65 million years ago. Now, with only one chance at a rescue, Mills and the only other survivor, Koa, must make their way across an unknown terrain riddled with dangerous prehistoric creatures.
And to help with that, Koa is a child.
About 8 years old, I guess.
So we first are going to talk about the trailer. Mm-hmm. So this first section of each episode, we'll always be talking about the trailer.
No spoilers for the movie itself, because they are, theoretically, so recent.
Or you just haven't seen them. And then when we get to where we start talking about spoilers, then we will warn you, and you can turn away. Mm-hmm. But keep it playing.
Shield your eyes.
Keep it playing, though, because we need the views.
Yeah.
The trailer begins, like all trailers these days, of their weird 10-second mini trailer before the full trailer to...
Tells you the trailer starts now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's from the creator of A Quiet Place.
It's from the writer of A Quiet Place and produced by Sam Raimi.
Which, Sam Raimi, huge name.
It's, both of those things are pretty big,
yeah.
So...
You'll notice that the creator of A Quiet Place didn't put his name.
Interesting.
But Sam Raimi was like, slap it on there.
No spoilers, though, for what we think of this movie.
So, Commander Mills, which I guess is Adam Driver's character, truly did not know he had a name.
You only have two people in the movie. One of them doesn't really talk.
One of them is Adam Driver. So.
Yeah.
One of them's a nickel. Commander Mills narrates the ship log as it's going through space, and it's a charter ship that he was piloting, and he was hit by, he says, an undocumented asteroid field.
That is the most lore that we will get in the movie.
And we see scenes of the impact, red flashing light, and the ship is colliding with trees as it crashes on an unknown planet. Things obviously did not go well, because the next thing that you see is Mills requesting help on his long-range
on his
space
communicator,
transcommunicator.
Good for that communicator.
He continues to narrate that he has no idea where he is, and the only other survivor out of the 35 passengers is a young girl. During this narration, we also see the ship is clearly inoperable and landed in a swampy area, much like Dagobah.
Interesting.
As Mills walks through the knee-high water to retrieve the young girl's pod,
She's in a pod.
Oh yeah, they're in pods because they're
because it's space.
They're all asleep. They're all like cryo-sleeping the journey while he by himself. It doesn't make sense.
It's fine.
So he gets to Koa's pod.
Mm-hmm.
There's in the water a spiky back is briefly in the water that emerges, and then there's a montage of Mills using various survival techniques and drinking water.
Which we just watched the trailer again before recording this, and some of the survival techniques we did not remember watching in the actual movie. So,
montage survival. He narrates, "There's something alien out there," as the camera tilts above him, looking down to reveal a giant footprint. What could it possibly be?
I don't know.
Another shot of trees parting as something big moves through them. The girl looks scared. Adam Driver looks. Then an extended section of a night scene where Adam Driver is sleeping in a cave and is awoken by proximity alarms flashing a red warning. The title card comes up, and in a gotcha type of reveal, it says 65 million years ago. Now, obviously, we have spoiled for you if you have never heard of this, but there are dinosaurs. But when we first watched this trailer, it was a space movie.
Mm-hmm.
They crashed on Earth, and then there were dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. And then I was confused, and then said we have to watch it.
Yep. So,
they're in the cave.
It's
spooky.
And then, title card, the search for a new world led to prehistoric Earth, and a flash of lightning behind them reveals a T-Rex is in the cave's opening. Just standing there.
Mm-hmm.
So then Adam Driver turns around, shoots the T-Rex, and the editing for the rest of the trailer gets much faster and more actiony. Adam Driver tells the girl they need to be quiet and move. We see Mills use various future technology to fight dinosaurs, mixed with title cards reading, "When past meets present, who will survive?" And the girl screams, and Adam Driver says, "You and I are going to get home," and she responds, "Home, family," followed by a shot of them holding hands. Then one last jump scare of Mills using some device in the darkness and being attacked from behind, again by a dinosaur, and gets pulled away. Seemingly surviving.
If that doesn't make you want to watch it, then you're correct. So, watching the trailer gives you some pretty clear expectations of it's a survival horror, it's sci-fi, there's a big old dinosaur, at least one. Themes of found family in an isolated environment, if that's your jam. It hints that communication is a factor between Mills and the girl because she's like 8 or 12 and is only saying home and family.
Repeating after him whenever he says stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's the one scene where he's like, shh, move.
Yeah.
And then she goes, move.
Yeah. And then highlighting that this is from the powerhouse team of A Quiet Place writers and producer Sam Raimi. The movie doesn't deliver on a lot of the promises the trailer made.
Yeah. Like, even the dinosaurs.
This is the spoiler territory now, if you care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs, I mean, we don't have to spoil plot right now. We can just spoil what we thought. It's like the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They took creative liberties, and obviously we don't know what dinosaurs look like, but I feel like when it comes to movies, we all have, come to an agreement of what they should look like, and some of these dinosaurs did not look like that. There was like, the best way I can describe it is the Demodogs from Stranger Things, and that they were like really lean and spindly. I don't know,
like raptor-esque.
Yeah, they're supposed to be raptor-esque, but with really long front legs.
I don't quite know. I assumed those were raptors, but I wasn't quite sure. My main thing with the dinosaurs in the movie is that the movie doesn't let you look at them. Like, it's obviously not the same movie tonally as Jurassic Park, for a lot of reasons. But
just let us look at the dinosaurs.
Yeah, Jurassic Park is like, here's the big reveal. They take so long to show you, oh my god, there's a dinosaur right in front of us. How is this possible? Granted, Adam Driver doesn't know what a dinosaur is, but the movie still doesn't show the audience the big, terrifying thing that they're supposed to be running away from.
Only a few times.
Yeah,
a lot of it is.
It's shot more like, almost like a documentary of just like, whoosh, this thing goes by really quickly. It doesn't pause on any of them.
So, like, we'll start really spoiling stuff, I guess, but like the scene in the trailer where he's using a device and then there's something behind him in the darkness that pulls him.
He's using his future gun.
He's using his future gun, like, that has a weird motion detector thing. But the dinosaur, you barely see it because it's in the cave, and it's a really dark movie to begin with, and, like, the scene is super dark. And basically what you see is bullets flying and some thrashing. And then somehow Adam Driver escapes the dinosaur.
It's one of those movies that ventures into the action territory of, like, turn the part of your brain off that is questioning, like, blocking. Don't think about that. Yeah. It is a tight 90 movie.
Oh, it's a tight 90. It so is a tight 90, but it feels as though it's missing and needed more.
I am really interested, especially with the stuff now of, like, things were in the trailer that weren't in the movie. I'm interested in what the editing process must have been like, and I don't think I found that much about it.
Show us the director's cut of 65.
Show us the Sam Raimi cut.
Because, like, nothing happens in the movie, really. Like, there's no lore, there's no story. Sorry, no, I'm wrong. I'll take it back.
Okay.
Let's really start to spoil.
Great.
What is in the movie that is never even remotely in the trailer is that Adam Driver has a sick daughter.
Yeah.
And needs a surgery, and that's why he's doing this, because he's a space truck driver. Yeah. Shelling in the money for his sick daughter.
So if you were like me and you watched the trailer and you went, how are they going to explain this? Is this time travel? Is this future time travel? He says this is an alien. Is this an alternate reality where he doesn't know what dinosaurs are?
Well, like in the trailer, like it's like, because they don't reveal that he's from a different planet, really, or
the way that they explain this is that Adam Driver and Koa, who the actress's name I do not know right now, they aren't humans. Like, everyone who was on all those 35 passengers, they're not humans. They're from a different planet, and then they crash landed on Earth 65 million years ago. And it's just a big old coincidence that they speak English and look like that.
Oh, but we didn't even get to... Whew.
There's a lot.
This movie is so much. So, not only are they crashed and deserted on Earth with dinosaurs, luck would just so happen that it's right when the asteroid that kills the dinosaurs is about to hit. Yeah. So they have to, like, escape Earth, and there's a time crunch.
Yeah. That's what... it's a real tight 90 movie, because, like, there's so much in it, and also absolutely nothing. Like, you're very aware of the time crunch, but then, like, the trailer, again, with the survival stuff, really made it seem like they were on the planet for a while, and then watching the movie, it was just like, alright, we gotta go on this 3-hour hike, and then we're gonna make it home.
Yeah, because it was like, they didn't have to walk that far, because basically how they get home is there was a shuttle that was like 30 miles at most. Like, it really wasn't far.
But they had to go over a mountain, which is why they were in the cave, because they were like, what if we go through the mountain? Because their future iPad told them to. Yeah. The future iPad is my favorite character, I think.
It is a good character.
Yeah.
There is a weird scene where Koa sees a cute little dinosaur trapped in a tar pit.
It's the worst scene.
And it's so weird because it's like, so she stops and makes Adam Driver help the cute little dinosaur get out of the tar pit. And it really is like a dinosaur you'd see on a kid's show, or like merchandising for kids to be like, I want this stuffed dinosaur. Yeah. And she makes him get the dinosaur out of the tar pit. And the baby little dinosaur starts walking away and then gets shredded by just a pack of raptors. Yeah. Like, what?
And then she screams.
What was that scene for? To just be like, listen, little child, in your innocence, we're gonna take everything you... Oh, because your parents are also dead, by the way.
Yeah.
Your parents were one of the 35 people who died.
But he lies to her about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're scared, you're lost, you don't speak the same language as Adam Driver, and we're gonna have this little baby dinosaur die in front of you.
That's why I feel like this was supposed to be more of a survival horror, and then something in the editing process just got rid of absolutely everything that the trailer said was gonna happen. Other stuff that we just mentioned with like the no real world building aspect, the only way that they explain that Mills and Koa don't speak the same language is they're like in his like captain's log, basically he's like, she's from the north, she's
from the mountains in the north, like it's
so she speaks a different language. There's no explanation for what that is. You see flashback scenes with Adam Driver's sick child and his wife.
They're like home videos that they sent to Adam Driver, so it's like some where his daughter's like telling him about school, or being like, I miss you, Dad, or like there's one where like she's crying and like really angry with him for leaving.
Yeah, because he needs the space money to cure her plot sickness.
Yeah. Which he doesn't.
She's super dead.
She's dead.
Yeah.
Like it's revealed at the end, like she did in fact die, and we see that in one of like the messages.
Yeah.
Because she's like, it's okay, I'm not angry with you. I understand why you did this.
Yeah.
Don't like go into a depression, basically. Like,
don't be sad.
Don't be sad.
It was incurable plot.
And then there's a big dinosaur. Now I'm not talking the T-Rex you see in the trailer. There is a bigger dinosaur than the T-Rex.
I think it's just multiple T-Rexes, but one of them is bigger.
Oh, I thought it was like there were two T-Rex, and then also the big. There's the really big one.
There's a bigger boy. Yeah.
I guess I didn't think it was the T-Rex because I reverted to Jurassic World, where they had the bigger thing.
Yeah. The Kilosaurus or whatever it was.
So the Kilosaurus. Adam Driver and Koa they got to their shuttle.
Yeah.
And the asteroid has entered the atmosphere and is breaking up into smaller asteroids. And then the regular sized T-Rex finds them, and then the shuttle is pushed off of the side of the mountain that it landed on and falls hundreds of feet, and they're fine.
Don't think about it.
The T-Rex gets down to them. Adam Driver kills the T-Rex with his space gun.
He gets out of the shuttle.
They think they're scot-free. And then the Kilosaurus comes.
Yeah.
And he's trying to lead it away. And the little girl Koa distracts it by projecting a hologram of Adam Driver's dead daughter.
I forgot about that part.
So the dinosaur attacks it.
Yeah.
And what is the message there? Like, don't worry, Adam Driver, you have a new daughter.
Yeah.
Well, this one is dead.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
It is like found family / don't think too hard about your other family kind of thing. And then
theoretically,
it's like,
Adam Driver is still married?
He's still married, but he never speaks to his wife. Like, she never... When it's showing all of the, like, family video hologram stuff, she's never in it until the very end when she's, like, the daughter is already dead, and then you see the video of her being, like, she wasn't actually mad at you, she would want you to live, or, like, just come home, or something like that. And that's it. They do not speak. They talk once on the space beach at the beginning of the movie.
Of the film. Because the beginning of the film opens with Adam, his wife, and his daughter on a beach. And if you just see the trailer, then you're so lost.
Yeah. Mills's partner, wife, whoever she is, again, only there very briefly. The actress, Nika King, is only credited as Naveen's mom on IMDb, and she does not have a name.
Is it better to be Naveen's mom or Mill's wife?
Or Adam Driver's wife.
Like, which is the better cast? Like, obviously, like, that an achievement for that actor, to be like, I got cast in this big blockbuster movie with Adam Driver.
Yeah. However, big ol' asterisk with that, though.
I am cast as Naveen's mom.
Yeah.
And then you have to explain who's Naveen. And you're like, my character's daughter. And they're like, I got that part.
Yeah. Don't worry, she dies.
And the movie ends just with Koa and Adam Driver in the pod getting off of Earth.
I think what the movie wants you to feel is like, he has now found another reason to live. Like, there's a part where he almost kills himself, or he almost gives up and just, like, I don't know if he shoots himself, or, like, is about to shoot himself.
He's
and
about
then
to.
Yeah, and then he gets
his space iPad dings.
Space iPad, best character, is like, hey, Koa's pod is here. And then he goes out and he finds her. And then he's just, like, too distracted to think about dying again for the rest of the movie. And then now it's
I don't get, because Koa, oh my god, was one of the dumbest children in a movie that I've seen in recent.
No one knows how to write children in movies, which I don't either. But like,
she kept like making noise or like wandering off in like dinosaurs and like almost got eaten by pterodactyls.
Yeah, I feel like she was written way younger than what the age of the actress actually is, either 8 or 12, but like I feel like they just try and explain that away with like the language barrier part. That doesn't relate to like critical thinking skills of like, there's a big thing that's moving through this forest next to us and is making the trees move. I'm going to scream and make noise and draw it towards us.
Because I also feel like the people in the cryosleep or maybe scientists, or like
it was like they were building a new colony or something.
Yes, like they were like engineers, scientists, like people who have critical thinking. And I'm not saying that it just passes down instantly, but the kid of those people not having any critical thinking, and just like singing and jumping around, and like,
I mean, it just goes back to, like, there's no world building to explain, like, who her parents are, what kind of education or life she had up until this point, and maybe why she would be so sheltered or anything like that. It does not think that hard about its characters.
I'd really like to know what the studio was really like. Yeah, this will be a movie.
Like how this came to be.
This will be a movie. Like Adam Driver is the big thing about this movie. It's basically Adam Driver and dinosaurs in space. Like that's the plot. That is what someone pitched, and they were like, okay, like, do we need a script? And they're like, no. Like, we'll even make it so that the other person in it can't. Doesn't know what he's saying.
We will get the writers from the movie, which famously has very little dialogue.
Was this movie a financial success?
No. The other thing I was going to say before that, though, was we saw this in the theaters.
Oh.
That was unnecessary.
It was.
We saw this...
we thought because, you know, we went to AMC.
Yeah.
Where
you laugh, you cry, you care.
And you love, and you cry.
Heartbreak feels good in a place like this.
We thought that, like, a big action space movie with dinosaurs...
You'd see it on the big screen.
...would be good to see in a big screen.
But it didn't matter. It was literally just, like, one part when they were in that dumb cave again, and the camera was going around them. And then with the surround sound, then it was one trickle of water that was, like, kind of going around you. And that was the only part where I was like, oh, okay, that's the one thing that I wouldn't have experienced if we had just watched this on streaming later at our own house.
Which, at the time of recording, it is on Netflix now.
It is now. Yeah. Anyway.
Financial success?
No. It was released on March 10th, 2023, and its budget was $45 million. Asterisk, because there was a quote that I found where it was shot with a budget of $91 million, but the final cost of the film was $45 million after tax rebates. The box office was $55.2 million worldwide.
Ooh.
It debuted with 12 million domestic, 31 million from US and Canada. I don't know if those numbers have changed very much since I did this research. So it technically, with the tax rebates, made a profit. But with the shooting budget of $91 million, it did not.
So 55 worldwide.
Worldwide.
12 here, 31.
No, 30. Wait.
Oh, it debuted 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so it only made 24 million outside of.
Yeah.
Wow. Because this is to me a movie that I figured American studios pitched, and they're like, this will do well in Asia.
Yes.
Like that's the type of dumb action movie that and it only did 20.
Yeah.
Wow. They really.
When I looked this up, maybe the numbers have changed again. We can check later, but we're in a room without Wi-Fi right now. The ratings, 34% on Rotten Tomatoes, 40 out of 100 Metacritic, C+ Cinema Score. There were some articles that I found from Screen Rant about this. I remember one of them was talking about what went wrong, and I remember the big thing with it was Adam Driver is not a big enough star for this kind of movie vehicle, for him to be like the carrying force behind it. And I don't know if I agree with that. I think he's talented enough, but
yeah, I mean he's definitely he's a really talented actor.
Yeah.
But in terms of worldwide pull,
yeah,
and I hate saying this, he's not Chris Pratt.
There's only one so far.
Chris Pratt does so well in his dumb action alien movies, not in America.
Yeah. So this article saying 65 had almost no marketing, which is true. It had mostly negative reviews, and they chose the worst photo of Adam Driver to highlight that. The title is confusing. It's only confusing for about a second, and then you're like, oh, okay, 65 million years ago.
But I bet it's confusing for people who think the Earth is 6,000 years old.
A lot of things would be confusing if you think the Earth is only 6,000 years old.
It's true.
While this rule might not apply to low-budget or art house movies, there's no art in movie titles, and the name of the film is simply another marketing tool for studios. A perfect example is Glass Onion's annoying subtitle, A Knives Out Mystery, as Glass Onion doesn't make it clear that it's a sequel to Knives Out. 65's title could have been a huge reason why nobody showed up to see it in theaters, as it's simply a number and gives nothing away.
And you have to watch the first 64 movies to really understand what's happening.
That's true.
Maybe that's why we didn't know.
Yeah.
Why there was a daughter that
died. They said Adam Driver isn't a bankable actor.
Which is sad, because Adam Driver is a really great actor.
Yeah. It says the two other movies Driver has led, The Report and Annette, both bombed, and many of his other movies bombed too, such as Silence and The Last Duel. I do not remember most of these movies.
No, I don't either. The Last Duel... Which one is The Last Duel?
Is that the
Don Quixote one? Or
is it the Matt Damon one?
Matt Damon. Oh. No.
No?
Was it?
I don't know.
I gotta look it up.
Oh my god, we have to do research.
The thing with Adam Driver, though, is that I just don't think he's an action star, because,
That's basically what they're saying, is that,
No, you're right. Last Duel is the Matt Damon, King Charles.
Yeah.
That is... I really didn't know Adam Driver was in that.
Right, I feel like it wasn't marketed as an Adam Driver movie.
Yeah.
It was marketed as a Matt Damon, etc. movie.
Yeah. Poor Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Because, White Noise.
Yes.
That was a great Adam Driver.
He was really good in it. That is not necessarily a box office movie.
No, it's not.
In the way that they attempted 65 to be.
Yeah.
It's based on a confusing book, and it has a confusing plot in it where you just kind of let events happen, and everyone in it is very... I don't know a good word for it, but it's I feel like there's some dialogue in some movies that are written, and I'm like, oh, I can tell that this came from a stage play, and this is one of them. And then another article that is also from Screen Rant, and I feel like they can't decide how they feel about this, and this is just how Screen Rant is, but the other one was 6 reasons why 65 failed, and why it bombed at the box office, and then why Adam Driver's 65 is important, even though it failed. Basically, the only thing that they were saying in this was that it's a new idea. It's not a remake. I
guess?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's not a franchise.
Which is good.
Yeah.
That is good. What is dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Like, it's not...
It said 65 can determine the future of mid-budget movies at the box office.
Not well.
No.
And it does suck, because, like, I wanted to like this movie. Like, I knew it looked silly, but I was expecting it to at least be fun.
Yeah, it wasn't...
But it's not a fun movie.
No.
Like, when it ended, I was like, but we haven't left with anything.
But I have so many questions, and not in a good way.
Yeah. And then also during the credits of this movie, it shows the asteroid crashing, and then where it crashes, it shows the Earth develop over the 65 million years, and then ends with a city skyline off in the distance.
Yeah.
And that's what the movie was.
I don't even know if it felt like a movie.
No, it felt like a weird pitch. Like a really high budget, like I'm not a writer, but I'm a director, right? And I have a VFX team.
Yeah.
This is what we can do. You just need to get us a writer, and we have something really solid here. Like, that's what it feels like to me.
The girl in there saying home and family were just notes of, like, what the dialogue would be here right
She's
now.
not supposed to actually say it, but she was 12, and I just let her have it. I thought we'd be able to edit it out, but we forgot room tone. But that's what happens when you're a low-budget kind of crew.
Yeah.
So our rating system is a key thing. Maybe we should have mentioned this at the beginning too. But
we have one.
We have a rating system specifically for our show. And that rating system is out of 4. It feels like enough. Because you can also have 0 out of 4, so it is technically 5.
4 is technically
Our
5.
4 rating system has 5 components to it. You can rate it a 0, which is just god-awful film.
Yep.
Why was this made?
Yep.
There's something wrong with this movie. Terrible, terrible film. There is 1, which is just not a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a movie. It's not a good movie.
It happened.
It sure did happen. 2 is a fun movie, but it's still not...
Maybe it's not technically good, but you had a good time watching it.
Yeah. 3 is good, it's fun, it's well made. Like, it's a pretty solid movie. And 4 is best movie.
Best movie.
Best movie of the year of the movie of the year of the movie.
Yep.
So, each episode we will give our personal rating of the film. So my personal rating out of our 4-tier system is a 1 out of 4. Because it's not like it's a problem that it was made, it's not like it's just terrible all the way through, but it's not a good movie. It was just a movie that happened. We watched 90 minutes of a thing. We'll never get those 90 minutes back. That's my 1 out of 4.
I also gave it a 1 out of 4, where it just it feels like it was almost something, but it really, really wasn't. And the stuff that was there really missed the mark. And you could have done so many things to explain the world that you made, or just given me 5 more seconds of a dinosaur on a screen. And nope.
Yeah, it would have been I feel like the dinosaur we got the most screen time for was the little baby dinosaur that died.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
sad.
It was it's not a movie. The sucky thing about giving it a 1 is that it's not even like it's so bad it's fun to watch kind of thing. It was just like
it wasn't fun.
Yeah. So you can watch it on Netflix if you want.
If you liked our review and you're thinking, this sounds like the movie for me, then you're wrong, and you can watch it on Netflix.
Yep. Yeah. We might talk about other not 2023 movies.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about movies that we have watched this year, that aren't from 2023.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the movie that we're gonna say this week is Premium Rush.
Ooh.
Which is a Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yep.
Michael Sheen? No.
Michael.
What's his name? I'm gonna need to know this.
I never remember his name. Basically, this section of the podcast is just like, we watch a lot of movies, but also we watch a lot of we don't just watch movies from 2023. So if there's another movie that we have watched from a different year that we want to talk about, this is when we will do it.
Michael Shannon.
Yep.
So Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Michael Shannon.
Yeah.
And the premise of this movie is Joseph Gordon-Levitt is a bike courier in New York City. And he gets something he has to deliver that is sort of illegal, sort of not illegal, and then Michael Shannon's character is a corrupt cop who needs that to settle his gambling debt.
To the mob.
To the mob, where he's playing dominoes. Like he's betting on dominoes. Mahjong? Is it dominoes?
It might be Mahjong.
It might be Mahjong. It's a very silly movie, because it's basically Fast and Furious.
But with bikes.
But with bicycles.
Yeah.
And there's a cop who chases Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's a bike cop. And that cop has just a really unlucky day.
Yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, his whole thing is that he doesn't have a brake on his bike.
Brakes slow him down.
Brakes will kill you.
Yeah.
Is what he says, because if you rely on your brake, you'll hesitate and not get around the things like you need to, even though he, in this movie, is hit by a car twice.
More than once, yeah. Yeah.
And then convinces his girlfriend to also get rid of the brake off of her bike. And
when he talks to her about it, she ends up doing it on her own.
On her own, yeah.
Because hijinks ensue and it becomes necessary.
And there's a love triangle thing.
Yeah, with a guy with really big thighs, because, again, bikes. But this is a bad in a fun way movie, because
this is a 2 out of 4 movie.
Yes, it starts out with it shows action sequence. Joseph Gordon-Levitt gets hit by a car the first time, and then it freeze frames and says basically, "I bet you're wondering how I got in this situation."
And it goes back, and it's almost a movie done in real time. They do a few flashbacks that ruin that, and if it was done in fully real time, I think that would have been.
It would have been
It would have helped it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Been interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I'd say it's a fun movie to watch if you ever just want a silly, dumb action thing. Michael Shannon is obviously always great. I don't know if there's ever a time where Michael Shannon is flat. He's
a really weird guy in this one, which tracks.
He says very silly things, especially at the end. We won't spoil this one. We don't need to do a full review on these types of things.
We'll not tarnish Premium Rush.
So, yeah, I think at the end of every episode, we'll talk about a different movie that we watched. Just a little brief,
completely unrelated.
Yeah, completely unrelated.
There are no dinosaurs in this one. Although, it would be great if there were.
I think it would really improve it.
What if Adam Driver was in Premium Rush?
So, I believe that's our episode. If you made it all the way through, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. We will be, hopefully, every movie in 2023. So if there is a movie that you want us to talk about in 2023, let us know. And if there's stuff that you would prefer us to talk about more, more of our thoughts, if you want us to go more in order of what happens scene by scene in the movie, we can do that.
This one was a little more
all over the place,
disorganized because we watched this movie in March and it's July.
Yeah, so. And it's our first episode. We're getting how to do it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, just let us know what kind of things you would be interested on this podcast. Mm-hmm. The year of the movie.